Mahalo, everybody. Big Daddy here. Big Dick Ballistics coming at you today with ways to break the elusive anticipation. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is Big Daddy. I'm a full-time police firearms instructor in the biggest department in the nation. If you're a big city cop, fireman, sanitation worker, or any civil service for that matter, check out Goldberg and McEnany. They're attorneys that specialize in three-quarter disability and disability law for civil servants. They are awesome. Check them out. They're located in Port Washington, easy to get to by car or train, and they'll listen to you and give you advice on whatever you think you have and steer you in the right direction. So check them out. Check out BigDickBallistics.com for merch. Every dollar you spend on there goes right back into the channel to give you fun, entertaining, and informative content. Also, check out my boys at Modified Misfits. I bought this shirt off of them to support them from that big blue family of ours, and they have some good stuff. This one states the job is dead, and we will know the truth to that, right? So check them out. So guys, today we're going to talk about anticipation. So this applies to the beginner shooter, the police recruit, the in-service cop that's got a bunch of years on, and SWAT boys, right? Even military service members. So, anticipation, there's two things that are ingrained in us that we have no control over, really. It's fight or flight. Even the best operators, the best tactics guys, they put in thousands of hours of reps into that, and they know what they have to do to beat that fight or flight, that primal fear. It keeps us safe and alive, right? So, you may ask yourself, Big Daddy, how's this apply to shooting? Well, I'll tell you. So, I did a video on Sergeant BS, right? Basic fundamentals, which they shouldn't be called basic fundamentals. They should just be called fundamentals because there's nothing basic or advanced about them. It's just mastery of them, putting in the good reps, right? But here we're at the T, trigger control, which I commonly refer to as throttle control. So right now I have a Glock 47, so we're going to verify it's safe, clear, and empty. So no source. We're going to check that chamber, and it's good to go. The T in Sergeant BS, like we were saying before, all right, we've all heard that instructor come up to us and say, pull slower. Like a creepy Jeffrey Epstein coming over your shoulder, whispering in your ear. And what do you end up doing? You shoot shittier, slower because you're nose diving rounds into the concrete, whether it be the 7, the 15, the 25-yard line, or any other line for that matter. Why are we doing this? All right? Our mind is so powerful, and it's protecting us, fight or flight, right? We have that recoil, that blowback of the slide. We have a flash of light, and we have a loud report. So our body is actively protecting us, trying to make us flinch and nosedive this thing into the ground, and we have no control over it. But if we confuse ourselves and take our minds off that bang, that flash, that perceived recoil, that felt recoil, we could do a lot of good. And some people could easily conquer their mind more so than others. There's a book, The Winning Mind by Lanny Basham, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I was forced to watch his VHS videos back in the late 90s when I was a competitive marksman on my high school rifle team, and I did very good with that. But our old coach, George Hathaway, made us watch these videos, and basically it was how to conquer your mindset and just stay in the fight and continue to want to win. And I could go on and on about this stuff, but it really does apply here. So positive mental attitude, right? Listen to what you're being taught in class, in-service guys, recruits, civilians, whoever, right? Do your research, and you may hear something from one instructor that clicks versus another one that doesn't click. Find out what verbiage and dialogue works for you when it comes to trigger control, throttle control, and master the other basics first as well. When we're on our trigger, we make sure we're splitting that crime scene whirl right in the middle, and we're going to grip really well, okay? Our trigger finger, it can't pull straight back. It's just anatomically impossible. It's got bends in it, whatever. So we do what works for us and able to provide a straight pull. When we're on target, we have to remember the sights are never going to be perfect. We have to pull this trigger, all right, just enough, ever so smoothly, not slowly, to get this gun to go off without moving the sights. Now we also have to remember follow through. Even that round is coming out at 700 plus miles an hour. We still have to stay on target and stay firm and not jerk this thing down and look over the slide to see where our rounds are hitting. We're grouping for consistency. We're shooting for consistency. So we can't diagnose anything without consistent trigger pulls. When you slam this thing and apply more pressure than you need, you're going to dick the rounds down into the concrete. If you're shooting a Glock, which most departments use nowadays, the tactical Tupperware, a stock trigger is 5.5 pounds. What's half of 5.5 pounds? 2 3/4 pounds. So we give 2 3/4 till we hit that resistance, and then another 2 3/4 till the wall breaks. What if I told you you could do that within 1 second? Now, to you, a second is fast, but to me, a second is a long period of time. So we have our handy shot timer here, which is very good. It's the best training aid, training tool, and partner that you could have with you at all times. So I've had this Competition Electronics Pocket Pro 2 for some time now, probably about 8 years, and it just works. Now the batteries drain a little bit during the winter time, but again, this will show you what a second is truly about. Oop, that was a little premature, but I have this set to random, so the starting tone is the beginning of the second, and the ending tone is the end of the second. 1/1000. So I have this set to instant now. This is 1 whole second. That's 1/1000. Okay? That's 1 whole second from start to finish. A, B, C, D, E, F. I got all the way to F in that time. So you can imagine how quick I could pull this trigger. Okay? So I'm going to show you how it should look like using a save, clear, and empty service pistol. All right, I'm on here. 1/1000. Okay? That's 1 whole second to pull that trigger. Now, I have some clips of some live fire within there, and you'll see. But again, all I have to do is go 1/1000. And the pistol's not going anywhere. It's staying straight. Okay? If I could confuse my mind and have a pro word, a word to talk about, a number to distract myself, I could stay on target and not worry about the trigger pull. But I have to master pulling the trigger pull in 1 whole second in order to achieve myself tricking my brain. 1/1000, 2/1000. Is it the easiest thing? No, it requires hundreds of reps. Okay? But dry fire will accomplish this faster than live fire will. Cadence, 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000. We talk about hacks to pistol quals and whatnot. We talk about time from level 3 retention duty holsters, time from concealment holsters. That eats away at time. So we explode out of the holster, start prepping the trigger if we can, all right, if you're at that level without cooking the round off before it gets parallel to the deck, and we give it a 1 second trigger pull. 1/1000. 1/1000, 2/1000. Now, I demoed this to a couple of students before with the shot timer, and my threshold for my 1/1000 was 0.74 to 0.112. So a little over and a little under. Not that big of a deal when I'm shooting X-rings out at 25 yards. For them, there's a little more flexibility involved. But again, to show you that you can take a well-placed, accurate shot in 1 second while you're covering the target from your finger being on the trigger to start to your finger indexed along the side of the frame is a big deal. So again, guys, I'm going to come up a little bit closer so you can see 1/1000. That's all you got to do. 1/1000. Sharp front sight. Press, press, press. Grip and sights. Grip and sights. Now, does it have to end at the bottom of the word as you're saying it? No. Let it be random. Almost let it be a negligent discharge, if you will, but you're covering the target. The target has to be shot at, whether for score or to neutralize a threat, so on and so forth. But again, this is what has to be done in order to achieve scoreable points on your target. It's funny because if I tell people to do this unsupported, one hand on the gun, they generally shoot better while trying to break that mental block. All right, because they're concentrated so much more on their grip and their sights, and they give me that pull in 1/1000, just like that. It's actually a long time. Now, this shot timer, it's about $130. They make ones with Bluetooth now. You can get free shot timers on your phone. It doesn't matter. they're a wealth of knowledge. Just set the part time for 1 second. You could have it instantly start. You could set a delay. You could have it at random, whatever your little heart desires. But again, eventually you're going to be able to game this, and you need to go to live fire. Dry fire helps ingrain so much positive training value into your training that it just works itself out in the end. But if I could show you that you could do 2 rounds, 3 rounds within 2 or 3 seconds, and you could be accurate just by doing this, so be it. So you could see in the clip, I'm striking pieces of steel at probably 40, 50 yards, and I'm not even putting any effort into it, whether it be supported and unsupported. So again, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Again, when we hit this wall, we don't increase the pressure. This is why you're shooting low and to the left as a righty Glock shooter, or low and to the right as a lefty Glock shooter, because past that wall, all right, that resistance that we encounter halfway through, you're just applying too much pressure, and that's causing the gun to nosedive down. So at the end of the day, this might work for you. This is just one of many ways, but you have to say what works for you. Me, I like to exhale, and I like to exhale loud with my mouth open. Why? Because it keeps me from holding my breath. It keeps me breathing. But the other side of the coin is this. It distracts my mind. So I breathe like this while doing a 1 1,000 cadence in my head. Now, shooting on the exhale, if you have time to do so, relaxes your diaphragm, which is one of the bigger muscles in the body, and gives you a more well-placed, accurate shot. But again, if you're shooting for speed, just talk to yourself. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Sharp front sight, press, press, press. Sharp front sight, press, press, press. And let this distract this and give this a good solid cadence. Now, again, that's well-placed, accurate shots. If we're within arm's reach, that war distance, right? That uncomfortably close, that too romantic for comfort type situation, yeah, slam the shit out of this thing until you break contact, run for cover, concealment, get some help, do whatever you got to do to stay in the fight and stay alive. Again, guys, I threw a lot of stuff at you. Just try it. This is one of many ways to break anticipation. At the end of the day, guys, remember, train hard, educate yourselves, your family, and remember, vote the right way. Stay safe.